All right, so I'm here because I've started sending my videos to Spotify and started to do the next thing on my vision board, which is being a podcaster, so that I could inspire, motivate, educate, and edify throughout the kingdom of this earth. And I said it that way because this is the kingdom of the consciousness of God. Everything that God has created is the kingdom of consciousness. It's duality. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what I have learned so far about our destiny transcending density in this reality. Okay, so I know that I'm here to represent my spirit's consciousness, my soul's consciousness in this duality domain. My soul has tapped into me to feel, see, and be everything that they have created. Except that through energy, they couldn't touch it like our physical bodies can. They can't admire the smell. They can't touch a petal on a leaf or a petal on a flower, or they can't dip their toe in the water and feel how it feels on our skin. So I understand that the presence that is never an absence is moving through me. And we, through a free will choice, get to create our destiny however we want it. God isn't going to stop us or tell us no, or tell us, give us that answer because I told you so. God is expecting us to live our life and live it vibrantly with all the tools that they gave us. And every tool that we need is inside of us. It was given to us at birth. It's a birthright. So we have the right to either create from consciousness or unconsciousness. And people can yell and bark at you and tell you who you are and what you should do and how you should do it and when you should do it. And you can be that robot, but you do have that choice. It's a free will choice. Right? It's a free will choice to create our destiny in our past, our now, and our future, or we can create destiny from our now. It's a free will choice. And I'm learning that more and more, that we are individualized expressions of God. We are individualized spirits of a God consciousness that is here to see everything that they've created. Even us getting in a spaceship, going out to space and walking on the moon, or being so sophisticated that we can send probes to look at Mars, and we can build telescopes that can see into other galaxies. Those are our choices that we chose, and we put it out there to the universe, and the universe brought it back to us. Here's the formula to do this, this, and this. And then it was our next step, our action, that made it possible and feasible for it to be materialized. But our destiny isn't something far out into the future where we can't get a handle on it, and where we have to freak out about it, and where we have to worry about it. That's our mind telling us that I don't want you to go there. I don't know what's there. I don't know the parameters of it. If you want to stay safe, I can keep you safe in some parameters. And the first thing our mind tells us is, you want to create destiny? Stay safe. Don't think outside the box. There's already these parameters that were put inside you to keep you safe. but your mind doesn't know if they're for your greater good. So how do we create our destiny and transcend the density that we are in this duality? For me, I found that as soon as I tapped in and allowed my soul, for me, my soul took reign because I allowed my soul to be in every part of my vibrational being and whatever I'm doing, to help me change my mind's view on the things that were downloaded into me from humanity's vision of what is and isn't right, and download that into me, and my mind just saying, okay, we're going to go by these parameters. Whether they're for your greater good or not, they are going to keep you safe. And my soul came along and I actually was in a vibrational moment to tune in and tap in and see where my soul was taking me as far as destiny was concerned. I finally understood that our destiny is in our own hands. It can be written by others, but that's if you allow it to. Isn't that amazing? If you allow it to. So we have to release ourselves from certain preconceived notions about ourselves. Some of us are thinking that we're victims all the time. Somebody's doing something to me. The life is doing something to me. It's not working right. I don't have any money, and I'm a victim to being poor for the rest of my life. Just victimhood. Some of us are in there. Some of us are in that thought pattern, and it's easier to stay in that thought pattern because the patterns are already written for you. If you're broke, you're always broke. If you're sick, you're always sick. If you're blind, you're always blind. And that's harsh, yes, but there are other senses in your body that you were born with. And I'm just talking about a person who was born being blind. There are other senses in their body that they utilize, but they don't praise themselves about. They look to others to tell them that they're a victim of being sightless, and therefore they can only do certain things. Right? But life or God, consciousness, source, gave us this life so that we can utilize it no matter how we're born into life. Our beautiful bodies were given to us for a reason. For our soul to come in and expand and express through us and touch every living thing on earth. We weren't meant to be judgmental about how others come into this world. Our destinies are written by us. God didn't write our destiny. God says you can make it anything you want to make it. What do you want to make it? What do you want your soul to feel you write about? Because your soul is feeling every vibrational moment that we are having, and it's leading us to whatever our destiny is in the now. So what did you wake up thinking about this morning? I know I woke up saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is a new day to co-create with a presence that's not an absence. That God is all around me. I know it's hard for my mind to understand that I'm tapping into the infinite possibilities of being abundantly prosperous, even though I can't see it with my physical eyes. That's part of my destiny. I'm writing it. We've been writing our destiny since we were born. It's just we've been writing it with other people's thoughts being transmitted from our mind to our brain. And then it's been entrusted in these files that our subconscious goes and pulls from. And then our subconscious sits and weighs on us with these thoughts that might not be for our greater good, and it creates a destiny that maybe we don't want or doesn't feel good. But the thing is, when you think about the word mistake, and you break that word down, and I've done this on a lot of videos, mistake. That means the day, if you want, go take a nap. Reset. Every time you sleep, you reset, and your soul goes, okay, what are we going to do now? Because it's a new moment. It's a new moment to create and write destiny. It doesn't have to be, destiny isn't when your life ends. Destiny is while you're living it. That's what I meditated for the longest time. And that word always seemed elusive to me. I was about to say, always sent me into panic. But that too. Because destiny for me was future. And when I would try to envision that future, it was like, what? With what I'm seeing with my physical eyes, I don't see a future. That's how I saw it then. I see what I see now, which is always living on a budget. When I was raising my kids, budgeting this, budgeting that, making sure they got everything they needed. Sometimes cooking food and making sure that there was enough for seconds before I ate. That's the destiny I was looking from. I had already built that destiny, and I was looking from it in my now with my physical eyes going, I don't see a future in that. I don't see any more destiny in that. But we do forge our destiny. We do. We forge it by our spiritual character. We forge it by our spiritual attitude. It used to be, I used to thought it's by my physical character of who I am, and I have to work really hard to be really good, and then my destiny is going to be something that's worthwhile to me and something that I can leave behind as a legacy. But I'm seeing that I am an individualized spirit being in this human incarnation. And I was given these gifts, tools, talents, and skills at birth. They were my birthright. They're there so that I can forge my destiny. But it doesn't have to be way, way in the future that I have to worry about. It can be day to day. What's your destiny today? What's your intention today? We used to go, what's your goal today? But what's your intention? What do you intend to do? Because sometimes goals seem too tedious. Tedious is where the mind wants to revel in, and intention is where the soul thrives in. And for me, when my mind was doing it, it was very hard to be in that tedious position of trying to complete goals. Because either there wasn't tools that I could tap into, or money that I could tap into, or, raising kids, I was making sure that all their needs were met. And my goal for me, other than keeping my children fed, safe, clothed, happy, and tuned in, tapped in to to their hobbies and things that just made them smile and be these great children that I knew they could be. What was my goals didn't seem to fit in there. But now that I am working with my soul and my soul spirit and seeing that there's intention that is part of the process, I get it. Not that I want to go back and take my life back and do it again. No. It was done. I get to go back and look at it when my soul takes me back in my meditation, or especially my meditations, speaking in the language of the ancients of my soul, and where my brain has, or not my brain, but my mind has no way to break into it. I can go back and be the observer of my past and see where I want to change the destiny of my day, or transcend the past into the destiny of my day. That I look at it as an observer and I go, oh, I see. Okay, I can be a better active listener. I can allow my creative energy to to come out and play with me and tap into it more. And that way I'm taking the density and I'm transcending it or transmuting it into the energy that I need to create the destinies that I want to have, and have them in that now moment. Creating it every day and going, it doesn't matter if I have 550 short chapters in my life, because I'm doing those chapters daily. And each day, at the close of the day, I look and I go, oh, destiny fulfilled. So, we've got these individual lives that are part of God, that are expressing through us, right? Some of us aren't there yet to actively understand that God is expressing through us, in us, and as us. And we are in God, in these human incarnations, and God, the form of God, is moving through us as we proceed on our day. But it's all right, because the laws that God has given us at birth, our gift right, work regardless of us being conscious to it, whether we're afraid of what we're coming into the knowledge of. It works for us. Excuse me. And if you're conscious of it, then that that you can be the observer of your mind. And if something comes across as not for your greater good, or the greater good of the people that you are working with, regardless of whether it's a job and you're working with your coworkers, or your manager, or the owner of the business, or whether you're working as a psychologist or a psychiatrist, or whether you're a shadow worker, or whether you're just working at home as a entrepreneur and a mother, or an entrepreneur and a single father. It doesn't matter. The universe, these laws that were put in place and given as gifts to us when we were born. They're our birthright. And they don't have any gray area. So they're not looking to tell you what your destiny is. They're looking to manifest what you want your destiny to be. And if you are tuned in, tapped in, and turned on, as Abraham Hicks would say, to who you are, who you truly are, then how are you going to create the destiny that you really want, that you really desire? And your soul is tuned in, tapped in to who you really are. It always has been. It just took a little nap when it was, for a better phrase, lowered into this density, this dense body, and its density. But it didn't stay asleep for long. It started recalling the moment you started using your free will. Even as a child, we used our free will. Our parents tell us, no, little Johnny, don't do this. No, little Sandy, don't do this. And we hear we ask the question why, and they give us the answer because I told you so, because I'm your mom, because I'm your dad, because I'm your teacher, that whole thing. And then we go, we're going to try it anyway. That's free will. So, free will is a child at the time that they need to be a child decides to get up and walk because they're tired of crawling. Or they decide to run instead of walking because they're tired of walking. Or they're choosing to expand their language because they're tired of being misunderstood. But this is when your soul says, oh, I remember why I came here. I remember why I chose this body. I want to feel love. I want to feel joy. But in this duality, in order to feel love, in order to feel joy, sometimes we've got to feel, a little sadness. Sometimes we've got to feel somebody not like us that much. Because then we get to feel what it feels like, and you go, don't like that one. Let me try something else. And you might try something else that expands that destiny that you believe, or that path to that destiny that you're on, right? And it changes the whole trajectory. Or you go, well, I've been hearing from all these people all my life that if I stay in this little box and I do what I'm told and I do what I said, that I'm going to have a happy life. But I'm not having a happy life right now. What if I change the parameters? What if I do something that I really want to do? What if I be something that I really want to be? Now, your mind will fight you, yes. But your soul will support you and say, okay, there's infinite possibilities for you to change your destiny and base it on who you are and who you were called to be. And you are this, you have all this greatness in you. Let me show you. And that is part of changing your destiny. That's part of taking your destiny and putting it on the trajectory and path that you want to be on. Now, I found this out for myself because it was hard for me to understand what the difference was with destiny and future. Right? I always combined those two, and it always just kind of hurt my brain, for lack of a better term. Who was I supposed to be? Where was I supposed to go? How was I supposed to do this? And all the finite possibilities coming from other people that were saying, this is who you are. You're a black woman. This is who you are. You're a black child. When I was growing up, so black children could only do this, this, and this. And you'll never amount to much more than this, this, and this. Right? And then hearing my mom's telling me, you can be anything you want to be. So I had all these little mixed signals. And, what was my destiny going to look like? Because on the TV, I was looking at all the infinite possibilities of what I could be like, and I wasn't seeing anybody like me. So what was my destiny going to be like? And it was further out, and I was freaking out as, through high school and through, college. And, like I said, hi, Camilla Amberose. How are you? I'm talking about destiny as I know it. Okay, and right now I'm talking about doing, having the trajectory of my destiny changed by me and not someone else. And I always connected destiny with future instead of destiny with now. With how I woke up this morning and what I thought about what I was going to do today for my destiny. Because at the end of the day, when we go to sleep, that the law of attraction kind of ceases while we sleep, so we can, our soul and our mind and our body can work as a triune and help us to understand, kind of a recharge and a reset. So what are we going to do tomorrow? So for me, each day it ends, that was part of my destiny. Not waiting till I get to the end of my life and look back and go, oh, this was my destiny. But actually living, actually being a part of life each and every day and going, ooh, this is my destiny. This morning, this is my destiny to speak live on a podcast that I can save and send to my YouTube and send to my Spotify. And that's my destiny. Having this talk about my destiny is my destiny. What's your destiny? You have infinite potential of choices. Do we get to change it? Yes, absolutely. Do we get to go into our brain, into that awesome computer full of files and go, what isn't serving me anymore for my destiny? And do we get to call it forward and go, well, I thank you very much for whatever productivity you've had in my past, but you're no longer serving my greater good for my destiny today. And I'm going to say, thank you very much. I observe you. I notice what you've done in the past for me, whether it was a feel-good moment or not. Thank you very much. And you get to transmute it, transcend it, turn it into energy that's going to be for your greater good, for the destiny that you're creating today in the now. Right? We have to go back, and these preset thoughts that were given to us that became our belief about ourselves, we do have to change them. And the trajectory of our destiny will change. If the thoughts that you're having that you've always had, that you go back and you observe are not for your greater good anymore, it's okay to release them. It's okay to say, I see you, I acknowledge you, I'm not living with you or in you anymore. It is okay to transcend into the energy that I need to become who I need to be so that I can be on the right trajectory for my destiny. It's okay. That's the one thing that I learned. It's okay to retrain your mind. It's malleable. It will fight you, yes, but your soul is the perfect teacher. Your soul comes from infinite. Your soul manifests through you, in you, and as you each and every day. And it is the most wonderful teacher and will help your mind reset without the least amount of pain. Now, in this duality, you want to feel comfort, you might feel a little pain. I wouldn't go looking for it. But if you're vibrating something that is painful that you're staying in, all you're going to get is more pain. Because the pain body, that part of the mind, likes getting more of what you're vibrating out. And if it's pain, it's going to give you more of whatever is coming at you in your life. So if you're thinking about how much it hurts to change jobs or get, be laid off or get fired, whatever word you're going to do, and you're resonating in that painful moment and you haven't moved on, then it's going to say, ooh, she wants more. Ooh, he wants more. And that is your destiny for that day, for that week, or for that month, or for that year, or for however long you're holding on to it. The more you allow your pain body to give you a label, because that's what your mind wants, is your mind wants a label. So it's labeled, ooh, she's in pain. Okay, I'm pain. And then therefore your destiny is this painful trajectory that you're on. Right? I just use that as an example. So, I'm going to leave it there. Well, I want to say one more thing. Faith is the raw material of our destiny. The opposite of fear is faith. And it's not like for me, it's not like the religious faith. It's more having faith to know that you were created as this, you are a spiritual being having a human incarnation and given all the tools to create your life the way you want to be on the trajectory of your destiny, the way it can make you feel good. And faith is knowing that there is infinite possibilities, and you can tap into one infinite possibilities or all of them throughout your life or throughout your day. You can think of an infinite amount of possibilities that can give you joy and love and peace and happiness, and be faithful in thinking about only those things. Why faithful? Because the moment your mind has a thought that takes you back to a moment that it feels it can resonate from, you get to be the observer, faithfully going, I observe you. What's my next thought? So faith is the raw material. I almost think sometimes it determines what my trajectory is. To just walk in faith, to walk in the knowledge that all of my needs are met, even though I don't physically see them, to give thanks for all the needs that have been met throughout that part of the destiny that I was forging, and then knowing that if all those needs were met, then I know all my needs, wants, and desires are met now. And that came from faith. And that's part of the raw material that's turning my trajectory. So for me, I don't know. For me, I will just say it's the divine in me. And that's okay for me. It's the divine within me that's expressing through, in, and as me. As Sandra today, I have faith to know that all my needs are met, that I'm on the right trajectory for my destiny, and my destiny is each day, each moment. So I hope that your faith, even if it wavers, you can take it up again. Your faith is your raw material to help you put yourself on the trajectory of your destiny. You get to decide what you want it to be. The laws of attraction, the laws of the universe aren't going to decide for you. They don't work in a gray area. They produce for you. Life isn't working against you. You're getting exactly what you're putting out in life. Life is coming back to you that way. You are the creator of your life. You're the creator of your destiny. You are the creator of your wholeness. your fulfillment. You are the creator. What you put out into the universe, you do get back. So I'm going to end this live because I just heard my tummy. And my tummy is saying it's time to eat. It's 10 o'clock here in California, in Los Angeles, California. And it's time for me to call it an ending for right now. I will come back on because I do want to talk about how we level up our spiritual practices so that we can be faithful to our destiny. It's our job to be faithful. It's our job to step up a level and broaden our perceptions and perspectives of who we are and what we really want in life. Because if you do not know who you are, where you came from, and what power, what greatness you have in you, how are you going to really get all those things that you really want? Really want. Not the superficial ones that kind of go away. You know, you get them unconsciously. They work for you for a minute and then they unmanifest. I never said that word before, but my soul led me to it. That they don't stay with you long. They're not eternal. The things, the unseen things that God is giving you to see through his, her, their eyes, that's eternal. And if you don't know that the greatness in you can ask to see that which is unseen, how are you going to ask for what you want and what you really want? That's part of destiny. So have a great day or night or evening, or if it's tomorrow morning halfway across the world, have a great day. I love you. Take care.